Okay, grade 5. This is week 7, video 3. And we're moving on from interpreting double bar graphs now to learning how to construct them. Hopefully you know how to interpret them. You've learned how and you've practiced. So now we're going to get into constructing double bar graphs. Now, opening up your book to page 266, we see a graph there. It shows favorite physical activities for a number of students. That is more interpretation, just a little review, I guess. And under that it says explore, and it's an in-class activity where you get to actually, construct a double bar graph, but we're not in class, so we can't do that. So we're going to go right over to page 267 to connect. And on that page, it shows the process of going from the data, drawing out the actual axis and designing the construction of the double bar graph, and then shows the final product underneath. So let's take a look at that, shall we? The grade 5 class sells snacks at morning and afternoon recess. This table shows one day's sales. David used a double bar graph to display these data. So you can see that the snack sales consisted of, they sold fruit, they sold cereal bars, they sold popcorn, and they sold pretzels. And in the morning, they took this amount of money for each type of product. And in the afternoon, they took these amounts of money for each type of product. So, first, he drew and labeled 2 axes. That is the plural of axis, A-X-I-X, axes, axis. So it's from the Greek, and that's why it looks a little strange in how it forms its plural form. Okay, first he drew and labeled 2 axes. Then he chose a scale. So the scale would be up here, wouldn't it? He chose to make it 1 square represents $4. He knows that the maximum amount of any one item is $30. So he knows that it has to be 30 plus a little bit to give it, so it's not right to the top. You always add a little bit of a top room at the top. And there were a lot of these numbers are multiples of 4, so $4 for each square was a good choice for how to make the scale. He drew 2 bars for each snack in the table. In each pair, he colored the morning bar red and the afternoon bar green. He then drew a legend to show what each color of bar represents. Finally, David gave the graph a title. And here we see the finished product. There is the title, snack sales. There is the legend, morning in red, afternoon in green. Along here are the various items they sold. Fruit, morning and afternoon. Cereal bars, morning and afternoon. Popcorn, morning and afternoon. Pretzels, morning and afternoon. Up here is the amount of actual sales for each item at each time. Now, we do a little interpretation, because no point in constructing if you're not interpreting as well. We read, look at the heights of the pairs of bars. And what we discover is that fruit sales were a little higher in the morning than in the afternoon. Cereal bars sales were much higher in the morning than in the afternoon. Twice as much popcorn was sold in the afternoon than in the morning. And pretzel sales were the same at both recesses. Another way of saying that would be that pretzel sales were flat. As you can see, both of them at the same time. They're flat. Okay, so that's basically all I wanted to say, what we needed to know for video 3. In video 4, you're going to actually be asked to do some constructing of double bar graphs. Certain numbers that I'll tell you. And then, of course, there's the items that I'm going to ask you to do, the pages I'm going to ask you to do in practice and homework, in their practice and homework book. But Video 4 will also take one of the questions that you're not being asked to do yourselves and actually show how you would draw it out. So that's that. GoPro, stop recording.